Hello teacher, as you already know, my name is María Edilia Alegría Castillo and today we are going to be presenting the topic the silent word and the desuggestopedia method with my partner Paola Janet Jimenez Oseguera. Okay, to start with this performance, I'm going to explain a little bit about the silent way. What is the silent way? The silent way is a methodology of teaching language based on the idea that teachers should be as silent as possible during a class, but learners should be encouraged to speak as much as possible. There are three basic principles. Number one, the learners need to discover or create. Number two, learning is made easier by the use of physical objects such as cushiony rods, and third one, learning is made easier by problem solving using the target language. To continue, the silent way is the basic method that underlies this approach. It's simple, but is potentially quite powerful. In contrast to traditional methods, the emphasis is on the student's learning rather than the teacher's teaching. In fact, it is not uncommon for teachers to remain silent for part of a lesson. In the absence of the teacher dominating the lesson, the student takes an active role in the learning process, and their inputs guide the learning trajectory. That is, the teacher redirects and corrects when it's necessary. For example, when a student cannot pronounce certain words, uh, teacher is there. The teacher is there to correct them and guide them to the correct form. To continue, what is the role of the teacher? Okay, the role of the teacher, as I mentioned before, is direct students and focus, facilitate self-reflection, and provide verbal and non-verbal feedback when it's necessary. Students, on the other hand, are encouraged to speak as much as possible. Instruction takes place through the medium of cautionary rods, charts that indicate the correct pronunciation of certain letters without the teacher having to teach pronunciation. That is, the students in their own way learn through the rote memorization or call and response exercise and more. Okay, to encourage this method, there are three. There are plenty of great reasons to at least give this method a try. Uh, to start, students direct learning. That is, we all know that the research says students learn better when they can be active participants in their own learning. It's just logical that when it comes to language, allowing students to do all the taking in the best way to accomplish that. The next one, improve problem solving, improve problem solving skills. Without without the input of students, are forced to figure out all kind of things in their own. For example, some of the real-life problem-solving situation they might find themselves facing if in terms in the target language. Another one is increased engagement. Learning basic vocabulary and pronunciation can often feel monotonous as to students. With this method, that is the silent way, students are engaged in the learning process and discovering words and sounds instead of having this drilled into them. Another is a positive, safe learning environment. Limited input from the teacher means almost no criticism, which means students feel that if it is safe to make mistakes. As we already know, we all always make mistakes as a necessary step in language learning. As a final, it can supplement for students center word. Including the above features in our In us as students, learning will complement deeper, interactive, and independent work with the language. Well, to continue, my partner, Paula Segueda, will talk about a little.
Hello, I will continue with the method desuggestopedia. So, what is the desuggestopedia method? It's a teaching method developed by the Bulgarian psychotherapist Georgi Lusano. It is used mostly to learn foreign languages. More than 50 years ago, he committed to do research on the potential capabilities of the person and their accelerate in harmonic development. In other words, Suggestopedia is a pedagogic system of teaching where is the combination of pedagogy, psychology, and artistic approaches. Now, the goal of Suggestopedia as a teaching method. The goal of Suggestopedia is to enable the students to learn a foreign language at an accelerated pace for everyday communication by tapping mental powers and overcoming psychological barriers. What is the role of the teacher? The teacher is the authority in the classroom. In order for the method to be successful, the student must trust and respect their teacher. But what is the role of the students? Once the students trust their teacher, they can feel more secure. If they feel secure, they can be more spontaneous and less inhibited. But apply Suggestopedia as a method of teaching in the classroom. The first one is use music to facilitate learning. Choose background music that will give an impression or feeling that you are in a forest. For example, the music may be punctuated by the birds chirping or the sound of the leaves as they dance in the wind, or any sound indicating that the location is in the forest. In the classroom, turn off the lights and play background music. Then, group the students into three and ask them to close their eyes and let them imagine for 1 minute that they are animals, birds, trees, or flowers. After that, ask them to create their dialogues on how people should take, take care of the environment. But in their conversations, they have to remember their roles. If one assumes to be a bear, his or her point of view in dialogues should be like a bird, not as a human being. The second one, it can be tell stories. Another way on how to apply Suggestipedia as a method of teaching is by using stories to facilitate learning. This method works this way. Choose a story, practice reading the story with emotions or feelings. Then choose appropriate background music for the story. It will be best if you prepare it in advance. In the classroom, ask the students to relax and make themselves comfortable. Allow them to sit on the floor or lie down and be with their classmates or listen by themselves while seated at their desks. Then turn off the lights, play the music, and start reading the story. You may ask questions in between to check that they are listening intently to you and to keep their motivation alive. So this was a little bit explanation about this method, which is the silent way and Suggestopedia method. So thanks for your attention. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.